And you were one of those DJs.
I was. Now, in the community, because New York had it first. They had it for a few years, and it the wave went west. And once we got in Detroit, I mean, we did our own thing with it. Every community will do their own thing with it. Mm-hmm. And, some stuff comes out of Detroit and goes out. Like, say, techno house, the whole techno house movement from Detroit and out. And other people do their own thing with it. But the good thing about me and DJing is my music background. So piano, a little bit of trumpet, played a little bit of cornet when I was a kid. And having musicality in what you do, and also having to be show-minded. So let's say the Miss Black Star pageant, for instance, because that happened for 11 years straight, starting in 1980, or was it 1981? 11 years, and you have to be cognizant of what you're doing for an audience that's sitting and watching a show, as opposed to a DJ for a party. Sometimes you can make things happen that aren't smooth, but people will just get back on beat. I mean, it's important to keep the beat, but having that music background and the show focus was something that led to me saying, man, I like this DJing thing, because, I wanted to do a lot of house parties. Did a couple of parties on the Bob Lowe Boat, if anybody knows what the Bob Lowe Boat is.
Bob Lowe Boat is a fixture in Detroit culture.
There you go. Right. It was the Detroit Princess is a new version of the Bob Lowe Boat.
Yes.
But the Bob Lowe Boat also had this extra feature in that you can go to an amusement park.
Yeah, with a pirate ship. And basically, a lot of the, I guess, what would we say, like amusements or the rides that would be at most county or state fairs.
Yes. Right. Just a step up from that, though, because the rides.
They did have a roller coaster.
Yeah, the rides at Bob Lowe, though, were kind of like permanent because it was on a little island.
Yeah.
All right, so did the Bob Lowe Boat Cruise, did some gigs at Cobo Hall, which was, a big thing back in the day. So, I mean, it's still a big thing, I guess, today.
Oh, yeah.
But the access to Cobo wasn't for everybody.
It definitely was not for DJ. The DJ was a new element in music in the 80s. So, really, we're so used to seeing DJs at weddings and at parties and at events, but in the 80s, the DJ was unprecedented. Like right now, I would say the DJ is the main attraction for most Vegas events. But in the 80s, to see a DJ was like, okay, what are they doing? Are they playing records? Like the whole, Heavy D says, like, not only did I have to explain I was a good rapper, I had to explain that rap was worth listening to. So the DJ, as a performer, had to explain, like, okay, so why don't I just, hook up a jukebox?
Right. Exactly. You had the value of a DJ. Yeah, exactly. And it became evident. And DJs became a part of the whole, the band for hip hop. Yes. So you have, like you mentioned, Run DMC. You had Jam Master Jay. And back in Run DMC, you
Rest in peace, Jay.
Right, Master there you go. Jay. Right, Ashe.
Yes.
You had several DJs that are too many to name. But in doing that, having those gigs, and then I said, you know what, I can't buy records every week, so I formed. That was my first entrepreneurial pursuit that I remember that I initiated, was forming a group of DJs. They didn't have equipment. I had equipment. I'm like, okay, so what we do is we pool our resources. I'll teach you all how to DJ, how to what they call now beat match, but just basically how to be on beat with your music.
Which a lot of DJs still are not, but continue.
Right. and then hold on, beat matching today is like a little counter will show you 120 beats per minute.
Yes.
And give you a list of songs.
Yes.
That make it easy for you to go, oh, let me use this song next. But back then we had to have a lot of stuff in our brain and in our soul. We had to feel what song should come next. All right. So I pulled it together, and like they would use their allowances, because we're still basically high school kids. Use their allowances. Together we would buy music, got our, crate it up, put it in the crates, practice, and get more gigs, high school dances. All of that led me to go, man, I should either do one or two things. I should either join the Air Force. My dad was a Green Beret. That's the Army, but he's in the military. Join the Air Force because I like the tech and the idea of flying a plane in the 80s. Or after I saw a commercial for this school where you can learn how to be a DJ on the radio, I could do that. And fortunately, I saw that commercial for a school where you can learn how to be a DJ on the radio. Mm-hmm. I saw that before the recruiter could sign me up for the Air Force.
I never even knew this story.
Yeah, and that school, the Specs Howard School of Broadcast Arts, where they taught then just radio and TV and radio engineering.
Detroit is Different is where you get information, artistry, history, music, and even comedy. Detroit is Different, a home for the culture of Detroit. Visit online at DetroitisDifferent.com today.